You're watching Rurouni K95's anime review on Space Warrior Baldios. Hi Ruronis, this is your pal Rurouni K95 here. Today's anime review, we get to cover an early 80s anime which I haven't done a review on. Particularly the early 80s anime Giant Robot Mecha series for today's anime review is Space Warrior Baldios. Yeah. Space Warrior Baldios is a 1980 Japanese super robot mecha anime series. A film with the same title was released on December 19th, 1981, especially for Space Warrior Baldios as well. Yeah. The music was composed by Kentaro Haneda as well. This anime series was directed by Kazuyuki Hirokawa as well. Come to think of it, because this anime series has capsulated over only 34 episodes, but only 31 episodes aired. Particularly at this point, as if it was aired 34 episodes, particularly originally aired on the original network called Tokyo Channel 12 as well. Come to think of it, the company was made by Ashi Productions, which is known for the Vampire Hunter D OVA, as well as many other animes in general as well. Two are less than the satisfactory results as well. Yeah. This has originally run from June 3rd, 1980 to January 25th, 1981. Particularly, this is the primary of early 80s anime as well. Come to think of it, let's have the thing. Yeah. For the thing about the anime series like Space Warrior Baldios as well. Let's review the story on Space Warrior Baldios as well. Let's begin. So the Space Warrior Baldios TV series begins on S1, a futuristic world whose wartime pollution has forced its occupants to live underground. Its emperor is assassinated by the military fanatic Zero Gatler and his followers as well, who framed the team of scientists who recently found a solution to their planet's environmental decay. Gatler's followers invade the head scientist's laboratory, killing the environmentalists and destroying their work. He loads the civilian population aboard a fortress, the Algol, and flies off to conquer a new planet. Angered by Gatler's devious actions, the lead scientist's son, protagonist Marion Reagan, yep, whatever you want to pronounce it, yep, so, tries to escape because before he is caught in the Algo's warp drive and find himself near Earth in the year 2100, when he sees a Martian colony destroyed by Gatler's Aldebaran army, whatever you want to pronounce it as well, in Space Warrior Baldios, Marin joins the military organization Blue Fixer. His ship becomes part of the Blue Fixer's mecha, the Space Warrior Baldios. Marin and the Blue Fixer team, Jamie Hoshino, combat pilots, Jack Oliver, and Raita Hokuto. Oh yeah, and Raita's last name is Hokuto, is not to be confused with the animes that I know, but anyway. And researcher Ella Quinstein and Commander Takeshi Tsukikaze defend Earth against Gatler and the S1 force. The conflict ends when Gatler triggers a massive tsunami by melting Earth's polar ice caps with artificial suns. By this time, flooding the planet and killing millions, Blue Fixer is helpless to spot it, and Marin watches the waves in horror. They remove the radioactive core of the world, Union's submarine base, which threatened to contaminate Earth, transporting it to the Aldebaran fleet, where it kills Gatler, his troops, and Commander Tsukikaze as well. So, this is particularly my discussion on the original Space Warrior Baldios anime TV series as well. I mean, come to think of it, this is your typical anime series that started in the early 80s as well. Yep. So, come to think of it, This is a lot more different than any other anime in general that'll creative work that'll stand the test of time about how given in the title for Space Warrior Baldios. To explain what it is about Space Warrior Baldios, what it is about this anime series. Why? Because this capsulated only 34 episodes from June 30th, 1980 to January 25th, 1981. Come to think of it. And the music was composed by Kentaro Haneda, who's known for the music in anime he has known for selective works like Treasure Island, Natsui Tobira, and he also did the music for Super Dimension Century Orgus and Super Dimension Fortress Macross, Barefoot Gen, Final Yamato, and he also did the music for Macross, Do You Remember Love, Sherlock Hound, Project Echo for Final as well, and he also did the music for Odin, Photon, Sailor, Starlight, and he also did the music for Space Adventure Cobra TV series as well. Come to think of it, this has to the satisfactory results that most composers for the music as well. And come to think of it, I know there is a Space Warrior Baldios anime movie that is released on December 29th, 1981, but we'll get to that at some point. But I'm here to discuss about the TV series, actually, because, the movie contains a final confrontation between Marin and Gatler in the series and the film as well. Come to think of it, but that's how we'll come to that in just some questionable thing. But anyways, because I had to discuss about the Space Warrior Baldios anime TV series as well. When you come to think of it, Baldios is basically a string of tragedies born from human greed and ambition. If you like old school space dramas, the chances that you will enjoy this. I found it to be on the par with the original Yamato, even in some ways for many questionable things. Like many shows of the era, it is heavily influenced by space battleship Yamato, or in the American market, and is known as Star Blazers. So much as that plot of Baldios and the original Yamato are basically the same thing, with the only differences being that the alien race isn't blue and there is mecha action involved. Well, there is a bit more than that, especially at the end, but the setup is almost identical. The story is told, gripping pace. The first episodes are great, and you lock in right way. Things inevitably slow down a bit, but there are some great two partners in there, and overall, I feel like if you ever expect what is going on in Space Warrior Baldios, if you ever see the series. The story is basically where this series is going to shine. Trust and betrayal are a commonly occurring theme, as a big part of the show is about the struggle of the main character, Marin. He puts himself between a rock and a hard place as he decides to pilot the Baldios and fights against his own people on behalf of the people of Earth. The people of Earth are not very trusting of him, though, including his own comrades, as he is one of the aliens. He goes through a lot of mental anguish over this, and even goes back and forth between sides a bit. His motives in mortality aren't even really black and white, and he often succumbs to overwhelming of stress to put on. He makes an interesting and, if not a believable, lead character, and is less one-dimensional than the lead characters in these shows typically are for the satisfactory results as well. The music is fantastic. Being the handiwork of Kentaro Haneda, there is no surprise, as it was. Although it's not his best work, it's still very good. His style and his signature guitar riffs permeate all throughout the series, which is basically hear guitar music, rock sounds in the music of Space Warrior Baldios, and truly make up of much the personality of the show. It wouldn't have been the same without him. There are great insert songs as well, with the most memorable one being Isao Tarita, who did the theme for Biorigger, Dioja, and Space Runaway Ideon tune. The show was produced in the early 80s, but for the most part of it, feels like it's straight out of the 70s, like the late 70s, early 80s as well. There isn't much that is remarkable about the art. You can pretty much assume what to expect if you get seen an Ashi Reed show or any old mecha for any older anime for Space Warrior Baldios. One particularly weird thing about the show is the mecha elements. They are extremely tacked on. The show could easily exist without any mecha stuff. Whenever it comes up, feels forced. It really doesn't come out much, honest to be though, and there are entire episodes with no mecha action. The beginning is a bit misleading with this. It feels like they wanted to make the mecha stuff feel important, but the emphasis put on the Baldios machine is all about completely dropped off after the first half dozen episodes. You won't be coming out of this with many memories of the mecha using signature attacks and poses. Certainly looks awesomely though. The production history of Baldios is a bit wonky. According to whatever info I could, how you expect there is any more info, this is yet another cancelled series, as it really was. The series was originally planned to have 39 episodes, or at least storyboards were conceived for 39 episodes, but instead, only 34 episodes were produced, and 31 of those episodes are actually aired. When the series was released on video, all 35 episodes were included, though. If the movie is the canon ending, then episode 34 is not canon. It is basically a complete different ending. This is simplest mistake and leaves important questions unanswered, which is very questionable, but that is the question for Space Warrior Baldios. It is probably the result of a rush job cancellation. The movie does some recap, but it essentially picks up at the end of the huge cliffhanger that is in episode 33 of Space Warrior Baldios. And yet, the character is voiced by Kaneto Shiozawa, who is known for the voice as Rei in the Fist of the North Star series in this anime series. Because Space Warrior Baldios, however, the movie itself has some good reviews on its grade on the best part of the entire experience. The grim atmosphere and the most oppressive, the harsh reality of what is going on and finally set in stone, and watch everything crumble and hope completely fade as its powerful ending, like the one you won't forget. I really advise you to skip if you want the full experience of the characterization of the movie recap parts. There's a very good substitute of the series. The recap parts feel very janky and random, unfortunately. The no content in the movie, though, it's all excitement. Lastly, there are several versions of the movie. There's a lot of blood and violence, and it seems that most versions are edited. You will watch the Japanese version if you want to see the original Space Warrior Baldios movie at this point. Come to think of it, the anime series was produced by Ashi Productions with a feature film with a strong environmental theme and distributed by Toei Company in 1981. While 39 episodes were attended, but only 34 episodes were finished, with 31 episodes airing on TV at the time. But not all events would have been in the final 5 episodes were compressed into the film. The name of the Baldios Mecha was unchanged, although it was played in a small part of the film. In Italy, the series and film was shown as Baldios 2 Guerriero dello Spazio. In Cuba, another feature film version of Baldios was released in theaters, except including the violence removed from the American version as Yaltas as well. And the mecha robot part of Baldios looks very similar to the Gundam from the Mobile Suit Gundam series, because Space Warrior Baldios, particularly the early Super Robot Mecha anime series of the early 80s, up until Super Dimension Fortress Macross and Mobile Suit Zeta Gundam, Urusei Yatsura, and Super Dimension Century Orgus arrived as well. If you haven't seen Space Warrior Baldios series, I highly recommend you watch it on Tubi TV, or if you can get it on Blu-ray, that is released by Discotek Media as well. So that's going to be it for my anime review on Space Warrior Baldios for today's anime review. Thank you for watching, but before we go, here's my thoughts on this. When I first watched all 34 episodes, I really admired it because I didn't know that 31 episodes was aired on TV in Japan, but when it was released on video in Japan, all 34 episodes were included because only 31 episodes for Space Warrior Baldios was aired on TV. I highly recommend you if you could get it on Blu-ray, or you could watch it on Tubi TV for free. Hope subscribe for content. My anime pilot link in the description down below. You can share this video on your Twitter, Facebook. If you have Twitter, Facebook account, on all social media, be sure to give this video a thumbs up by clicking on the like button in this video. Feel free to leave in the comments in the comment section. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, RuRoniK95. Feel free to join the channel, especially new to my channel. Hit the notifications bell button. Keep it otaku for this anime review, and I got another anime review next. Stay tuned for my next anime review. I got another anime that I haven't reviewed for tomorrow's anime review on Buso Renkin. Stay tuned for my next anime review on Buso Renkin because you won't want to miss another anime review.